This video is going to have a look at using Excel to be able to create a residual plot. So you can see that we've already done some calculations in Excel in our prior videos. So this one's going to focus on our residual plot. The first thing we need to do is add in some extra columns onto our X and Y table. So the first one is going to be our predicted Y value. And then the second one is going to be the residual amount. So once we've got those two values, we can calculate our predicted Y value by using our formula, our least squares regression line formula that we have calculated previously. So the good thing about Excel is that we don't have to go ahead and calculate our predicted value 44 times. We can do it once, setting it up using a formula, then go ahead and copy that formula down, and it will update for each X and X value that we have in our table. So if we set up our formula, so it's going to be equals, so 1.0179, and it's going to be times, so shift 8, so times our X value. So we want to go ahead and click on our first X value and go enter. And then after we've clicked on our first X value, then it's going to be minus 109.38. And that is going to create our first predicted Y value. And then we also want to create our residual value. And we're going to do that by using another formula, equals, and then click on our actual Y value, and then minus our predicted value. And then go enter. So we can see that that residual value is going to be negative 7.021. So because we've created those two calculations using formulas and referring to cells and not typing in our actual numbers, we can go ahead and we can highlight both of those values that we've just calculated. And down in the bottom corner, we can see that we've got a little square that if we hover over, our cursor changes from white to black. Once it's changed to black, if you click and drag down, you can see that we are copying our cells down, and until we get to the end when we will stop, and if we release our mouse button, then it will copy down those formulas and update each predicted Y value and residual value that we're going to need to create our plot. So now that we've gone ahead and completed that process, we want to create our residual plot to be able to view it, to be able to analyze it. So to do that, we're going to need our height column and our residual value column. So we want to go ahead and highlight those two columns. So we'll start off by highlighting our residual column. And then you want to leave that highlighted and also add the height column to our highlight. So if you hold down your command key and then go and highlight the height values, now you want to do this in one go without stopping to reselect. If you stop and reselect, you'll have to go ahead and start from the beginning. So we've now got our height column and our residual column highlighted. They're the two values that we want to use to create our residual plot. So if we go up to insert and then go across to our scatter plot, and we're just going to insert the same scatter plot that we did to create the scatter plot between our heights and weight. So we can see that it has inserted our standard scatter plot. We'll make it a little bit bigger. So now we want to go ahead and change some of these features to fit our residual plot. So the first one is going to be to add in our title. And we're going to change our title to residual plot, student height and weights. And we want to add in a label for our Y value. So we go up to under the chart design tab. If we go to add chart element and then axis title, and we want primary vertical, and go ahead and add in our label, which is going to be residuals. Alright, so similar when we first inserted our scatter plot, we can see we've got a whole lot of dead space here because our values only start at over 150. So this space between 0 and 150, which Excel inserts automatically, is dead space that we don't need. So if we click on our X-axis and go right click format axes, it will make sure that then we've got our format options open to the side and we can change our minimum to 150. So once we've done that, it now spreads our data across the scatter plot, which makes it easier for us to interpret. So as with our original scatter plot, you can go ahead and change some of the formatting. So that has created our residual plot for us that we can now go ahead and interpret to see whether a linear relationship is suitable or whether it's another form of relationship. And in that case, a linear relationship analysis would not be suitable. So that concludes our example of how to create a residual plot using Excel.